Hey, by the way,
Huh.
we have a town nearby called Batcave.
We do.
Really incredible.
It's actually
I pass by it all the
part of
time.
Henderson.
I really want
outside
to.
of Hendersonville.
I feel like there's so many funny Twitter/TikTok/Snapchat jokes I could be making, but because I don't have social media, I'm missing out on this comedy gold.
To be honest, with TikTok, you could be, but the thing is, you'd be selling all of your data.
But
who God knows who.
But
I
also,
buy my phone in cash at Walmart. There's no data to sell.
That
most
also
of TikTok
means
is just
no
trash,
TikTok.
where people just dance to poppy songs.
But think about how many funny, like, what was the Joker thinking? He's been here the whole time, and then as you pass by back, I mean, that's comedy gold, you guys.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that.
I know, because I'm the first one to ever think of it, because I'm a genius.
You're going to be so mad the next time I have to drive to Waynesville, and I come back and I have that video posted somewhere.
No, I'll
like,
be very
Check it
happy.
out. Check it out, Caleb. I stole your joke.
And
It's
then
fine.
Larry's,
As long as people laugh, man, I just want to make the world
and then Larry's
smile.
next video is him having a pile of cash from that joke. He's like, "Oh, look at all this
Oh,
cash."
man, my wallet's so fat now. Oh, it's so hard to sit on.
I can spend $8 now on a sandwich.
Well, if you can spend $8 on a sandwich, you can spend $8 at Grandad's Apples. That is today's episode here on One Star Reviews. I'm your host, Andrew Van, with my co-host, Caleb Wesman,
Oh, hey.
and Larry Simonson.
Hello.
His granddad was an apple.
No, sorry. I'm retiring that joke. That joke's
Why? The
never
joke is so terrible. I love
never happening ever again.
Wow.
I'm never going to say it again.
it. My dad was the dead joke.
My dad is no longer a joke. He's a serious man.
He is very. He's not serious. He's earnest.
He's a very earnest
Didn't
man.
you just
The
call
best
your dad like a small built ox a little bit ago?
That was before we hit record, Andrew. I told you that in confidence.
I was just saying that your dad could beat up Caleb's dad.
Oh, he definitely could. He could beat
Without
up
a doubt.
My dad could beat up a lot of dads.
Oh, okay. Well,
Built like a strong chimpanzee ox man.
shout out Greg Simonson.
Seahawks, man. That's a pretty sick superhero.
Yeah, we're gonna have to edit that out because my dad will kill me when he hears this.
Your dad doesn't know how to listen to a podcast.
I actually don't think he does.
Larry, have you heard of these podcasts?
He asked
Apparently,
me-
people just talk.
He asks me in 20 years.
He's like, Larry, I Googled your name. Why does your name come up in these podcasts with your friend? This is weird. So
Larry, do you work for Apple?
For free. He never pays me, Dad.
I certainly don't. I just give beers, but Larry brings his own bougie beer anyway. What are you drinking?
This is an Allagash White. It's not that boozy, is it? It's not bougie. It's
Caleb,
a
you
Belgian
judge. Is it
style
bougie?
wheat beer.
No, it comes in a can. What are you talking about?
I mean,
Bougie.
is it bougie that I went ahead and cut my own oranges and put one in here? I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that.
Oh, you brought your own peels in your pocket? Nice.
Yeah, peels in my pockets.
Lovely. So, Granddad's Apples, I have not been. You guys have, yes?
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
just once, but good.
And as we saw in the last episode, that people who are really mad at Skytop Orchard were selling Granddad's apples super fast. Like, I'll go to Granddad's instead. Like, no other names came up with Granddad. So this must be, I don't know, the Joker to the Batman of Skytop. So I cannot wait to get to these reviews.
It's different. For one, it's off of a main road, so the traffic getting into it, even when it gets crowded there, it's sort of like you can see that the parking lot's full, so people just move along. People just move along. So
Gotcha.
it doesn't hold up traffic. Or it does a little bit, but
All right, you were very super excited for the first review. Take it away.
Okay, yeah, sure. This one is from a couple weeks ago. I have been there 2 times in the past month, and the employees have been short with me and refused to cook more donuts when they were out, and told me they were out of caramel apples. So I looked around. They have the caramel and the apples, and I can make my own, but they didn't bother letting me know. I let them know I drove 1 hour there. Do better. 1 star.
So that's insane. Is she saying that she could go behind the counter and make her own caramel apples?
I don't really know.
You have the ability? Maybe. You have the permission? No, of course not.
Get the fuck out of this
What
kitchen.
are you talking about?
I have bought from there many times in the past, but today, after loading my Peck bag of apples, it busted, and instead of helping or gathering another bag, first girl at checkout mentioned paying $1 or so for an extra, and when I questioned that senior checkout lady that had the audacity to actually weigh them and said that it would cost another $2, and said, man, this is a really long run sentence, and said, I want to keep them, and reluctantly bought the peck, although that thought about not buying them at all. I went to 3 other places after that, and they actually added apples to the peck size and were similar price. We've been going there for years, but I doubt I would go back or buy more from Granddad's after today. And we also drove 2 hours to go there. Lita's, Justice, Steph's actually gave us extra to top off bags until Granddad's so buyer beware, as although their product is good, they seem to have become too commercialized or greedy, and we will nickel and dime you if you accidentally over the bag slightly. Ridiculous, as we're talking about apples, not steaks.
Steaks.
Man, people need to learn to punctuize.
I am fascinated by this trend that I'm noticing with a couple of our latest reviews of people bitching about how far they had to drive to a spot, as if that has like some
Anything to do with Granddads.
or as if it has anything to do with like their poor experience. I mean, if anything, I go, okay, I kind of understand if you like drove a while and you were disappointed, but that has no bearing on the actual business.
Granddads should move closer to my home. Also, we were just there. We put infinity apples in that bag. Nobody cared.
Yeah. They must have really gone over the limit on the bag or something.
Well, get better at stealing, folks. I don't know what to tell you. This
Put them in your pockets.
This place should be called "Don't Do This and Don't Do That." Don't pick these apples. Don't pick those apples.
Wait.
But pay for this and pay for that. Worst apple orchard I've ever been to. Will never be back.
Don't pick these apples and don't pick those apples. Some of the apples are not in season, fucker.
Right. Also, that'd be a terrible name for a business.
They are probably telling you not to pick specific apples because they're not ripe.
Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't sacrifice animals on their property.
Don't poop in the middle of the road where people are walking.
Don't tread on me. This is a free country. I get whatever apples I want. God. Just so you all know, the donuts are very good. The apple dumplings are the worst I've ever ate. Their recipe: flour, water, wrap around a bad tasting apple and bake.
Wow. But that would be the ingredients, right? Flour, water, whatever else goes in it, and some apples.
Like a diet version,
Oh my
maybe.
God.
No sugar, no brown sugar,
I got a fun one.
no vanilla.
I was impressed by the reviews online before I chose to come to Granddad's apple farm. It was my first time in Asheville, and I was excited to see the apple trees for the first time also. For that being said, the guy's staff was accusing me of stealing the only one apple I was holding that I picked from the tree from the orchard, and stopped me when I was on the way to the car. He insistently accused that I stole it from the selling area. There are tons of apples laying dead at the ground at the orchard. As a first-time visitor, I thought it would be just a nice souvenir before I get home to Florida, and I wouldn't mind paying $1, even $4, $5 for an apple. And I'm serious, but the guy kept accusing me of stealing it from the pre-picked apples selling area. He said he saw me doing it. I was like, wow, that was one of the worst things I've ever heard. Anyways, you guys have beautiful apples and nice atmosphere. It was just the situation that should have been settled in a nicer way.
Wow.
Response from the owner.
Quit fucking stealing, bitch.
Oh my God, you guessed it. No. Much nicer way of putting it. We work hard to produce apples and give you a nice atmosphere here on the farm. Our apple was a Nittany, and we do not grow Nittany on this property. But in this case, you were caught stealing. No ifs, ands, or buts. We have it on cameras and many witnesses.
Who steals from an apple orchard?
Especially when you can just go pick some.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, how? Why? Why would you?
For a souvenir. For a souvenir to his home state of Florida.
That you can keep
Right.
forever.
Right. He's like, I have oranges, but I have no apples because I'm from Florida.
Wow.
What
Here's
a fucking
one.
guy.
Here's one. It's talking about like things that have nothing to do with the orchard. I was okay with Granddad's orchard until trying to exit the property. People fly west on the highway and you put your life in jeopardy every time you leave. I'm not sure how they can fix this issue, but I'm not putting my life and my family's lives in danger for some apples at this farm. But man, they can't. It's a highway.
If there was anything that I would be willing to sacrifice my family for,
Some apples.
it would be for some Grandad apples.
Some apples at this farm. I mean, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
But no, I don't actually get it at all because people don't go that fast. The road's pretty packed, and Have you never
I
been
could
on
see
a
people going
road?
fast on that road, but it's sort of like deal. I don't know.
What do you want granddads to do about the way other people drive?
The only thing they could do is potentially put up like a traffic signal near the business, but that is a act of getting the community and like to agree to that.
Plus, then you got to get the government involved in your apple orchard, and that's horrible. I don't even want there to be a road.
Right.
Also, they could grow apple trees in the middle of the road. That'd slow people down.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good idea.
I know. Libertarian solutions, baby.
You could do a roundabout.
Yeah,
Do
you
some
could.
roundabouts.
Ooh,
Put
I've
some
seen
speed
those.
bumps.
Make them shaped like an apple. Like put a giant like golden apple as like the middle of the roundabout.
You could pay the local police department to just like stand there and like direct traffic, I guess.
Larry, you consult with dirt and stuff. Tell them.
I consult with dirt and stuff.
Like actual dirt.
Like a voodoo priestess and
Yes.
chicken bones?
Yes. You talk to dirt. You can make that happen. You can design them an apple roundabout.
Speak to me, my pretties.
Exactly.
Hold on. You could design him an apple roundabout. What does that have to do with talking to dirt?
Yeah, I'm very... I need...
Is he going to raise the dirt from the ground with
Rise, dirt, and
form the apple. Form the apple. Form the apple. Form the apple.
See, I didn't have to explain myself. You guys got it. All right. Such a disappointment. Came here specifically because website said you pick apples open in late July. Got there first thing Monday morning with 3 little kids and was told they were picked out. Despite the trees covered in ripe apples and hundreds and rotting on the ground, wanted to give Florida kids an apple experience, but no such luck in this poorly managed facility. What is up with Florida people? Why Florida? Why? Stick to your oranges. Why don't you? If you don't like North Carolina apples so much. Just saying.
Oranges are good.
They are, but I mean,
I ate 2 oranges today.
workout?
No, for lunch.
That's all you had for lunch?
No, I had other things too.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like sitting there like with the other guys like, so.
Hey, you know
Apples
how-
aren't that oranges aren't that hard to eat. It's not a whole workout to eat an orange.
Yeah, well,
That's my
especially
pre-workout.
especially when you eat the peel. You just eat the whole thing like an apple.
Peel.
I can't
the
eat-
orange. Peel the orange.
I can't eat the peel unless I have ranch.
The orange. Oh my god. Oh my god. I quit the podcast.
It's like crust with pizza. You guys don't do that? It's sweet and savory. What's wrong with that?
I would love to see you just doing that, like sitting like in a mall, like in the mall, like on like a like, just like wait for people to notice, be like nudging their buddies, like what the fuck is that guy doing?
Next thing you know, you see me on Reddit, and you're like, wait a minute, he really does that? What?
And then start calling the cops.
Oh my god, I see. There's an alien inside of this room. There's no way that's a real human.
Yeah. And the only thing is, you top it off with a little bit of hot sauce with it. Oh,
Stop.
just
The crust.
orange crust. Disappointed. Decided to try something besides Skytop this year. Heard Granddad's had a jumping pillow and apple cannon. We also wanted donuts. Parentheses, my mom promised some to friends back home. We traveled almost an hour, found out my kids were too tall to jump on the pillow, and the apple cannon was $4 a person. So at 4:35-ish, we get in line for donuts. About 5 minutes later, we were told we would not be served because the kitchen would be closing at 5. So we left and went to Skytop, got donuts and apples, enjoyed the views, and were not disappointed. A bajillion exclamation points.
it sounds like this person was just writing a rivalry review like the other people did with the Skytop reviews commending Grandad.
I would love to find out if this person wrote a review for Skytop that was the like one of the ones we read earlier.
Yeah.
They're getting paid for like opposition.
Oh yeah, they're getting paid by Big Apple.
It's like Hitman. It's like, what are they paying you over there? I'll double it.
I want to talk about the apple cannon because this is my in.
Oh, yeah.
It is $4 a person. You don't get a lot of shots. I would suggest waiting until a large group goes. Go get your Apple Gun ticket. Watch all the groups go and get like a nice little rivalry going because that is a blast. Apple cannon rules worth $4.
Yeah, absolutely. I shot apple cannons at Steps the other day in Hendersonville, and that's really fun. Would be more fun is if other people would buy tickets to run into the target zone, and you can hit them.
Yeah, like paintball,
Yeah,
but apple ball.
yeah. I'd be down for that. Or the employees, kind of like when you go to the driving range, you want to hit like the golf cart.
Yeah.
It's like picking up all the balls.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, right?
Or if we just lined both sides of the orchard with artillery, and we could do apple, and we could have apple war.
Yeah. Or, I mean, keep it safe. Put like plexiglass in front of it, like American Gladiators.
Yeah. Or make it more dangerous and make them grenades.
Dude.
Right. With
Guys.
spikes.
Yeah.
With knives.
We're on to something here.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking up reviews. What now? What are we talking about?
Apple Cannon / American Gladiators War.
Do you guys remember Junkyard Wars?
I do remember Junkyard Wars. I love that show.
They'd have the pumpkin chunkin', or
Yeah.
the chunkin' pumpkin episodes where they'd build catapults or cannons where you could shoot pumpkins. I want that.
Me
We should do
too.
that.
I think that's why I'm an engineer. I thought that's what it was going to be.
I did as well. And
Instead, I fix stupid machines and make
Right.
stupid car parts.
and I raised dirt demons, apparently, according to Andrew.
Apple Dirt Demons.
which is a pretty cool career.
It's fine. It's pretty cool. I know a lot of languages now, mostly old Cthulhu. I don't
It's
know.
really cool that you have those copies of the Necronomicon.
Well, yeah. How else would you raise dirt demons? So
That explains why you wear all black all the time.
This is a podcast about apples.
Big ripoff in baked goods. Bought apple turnover, went open bag at home and started to eat. Basically, no apples. Pretty much all fluffed pastry. You would think an apple farm would have apples in their quote unquote apple turnovers. Husband returned quote unquote apple turnover today. Lady at counter told him the apple turnovers don't have much for the apples. They are more of a quote fluffy pastry. Maybe they should change the name. However, the quote fluffy pastry was not fluffy either. He not only took one bite originally, but it also went to the dog. It was doughy, more doughy than fluffy. Well, what does the dog have to review? I want to know the dog's review because it sounds like they only took one bite.
listen, only a monster could take a bite into an apple turnover and go, "This is garbage." Like, it's a fucking apple turnover, which even the best apple turnovers don't have. Like, they're not chock full of apples.
Right.
Like, it's a pastry.
Even the Arby's apple turnover is pretty darn good.
Right. The McDonald's.
Oh, a McDonald's apple pie for 50 cents? Ooh,
Yeah,
buddy.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, with a little bit of Sunday on the side. Oh, doesn't Bojangles
fritter.
have one? I know they have like a sweet potato one, I
I'm
think.
just saying that like a doughy, like, oh no, it's too doughy. What kind of it's too fluffy. Too
Yeah.
fluffy of an apple turnover.
I mean, maybe there's one of those people who drove 2 hours. Maybe it just kind of sogged up in the bag.
Oh, that's possible. They didn't eat it fresh.
Yeah.
that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then yet again, it's not really Granddad's problem. It's your problem for not
Yeah.
eating it fresh.
Subway, eat doughy.
We used to love it here. Great pumpkin patch, apple cider donuts, and goats to feed. Sadly, it's now just full of crowded, pricey kid activities and was completely picked clean of pumpkins 10 days before Halloween. Sad that this will no longer be our fall tradition. Response from the owner. So sorry. Well, and this is from a year ago. I should preface that. So sorry to hear your expectations were less than expected. Our pumpkins did not fare well with all of the rains this summer, then 2 hurricanes. We lost over 50% of our pumpkins this year. The goats are still there, just down the hill with a larger pen, and we even added 2 sheep this year. Hopefully, we'll have a better growing season next year, and you will give us another chance. After going a couple weeks ago, I can already say their growing season's going great because they actually have a crap ton of apples that haven't been like damaged by hail or hurricane.
I wasn't looking, but I didn't see any pumpkins. Maybe that's just in a different area.
Probably a different area. Yeah.
I did see the goats. Those are cool. Yeah, they were like
Oh yeah.
right next to the cow train.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that cow train.
Man, so my complaint to the owner is that you don't have an adult-sized cow train because I would have ridden the cow train. That looked like great fun.
The service here is not good. You're being rushed to order. The manager acts like this is really bad
this is
grammar.
bad.
Acts like she didn't want to help you. Response from the owner. When did you visit? We closed the season November 12th.
Yeah,
This is
it
from
looks
2
like
years ago.
she posted it like in December or something.
Oh, Caleb, I have one for you.
All right, great.
Rip off. $4 per person for a corn maze, even kids.
No.
$4 a kid for the bounce house. I wouldn't recommend this place for anyone on a budget. They technically didn't say $8, but they all but fucking said it.
But if you do the math, kids,
Oh my god, you people are cheapskates. Okay, so here's the thing. I think when we in our spoiled Western society go to a thing, we expect it to be that perfect thing, exactly as advertised, exactly as we like. What people are failing to realize is this is a farm.
Yeah.
They do apple picking because it's a cool source of income, but they're a farm. They're a working farm.
If they weren't having people come in and pick the apples, they would be just selling the apples.
Right, they'd be picking them themselves and selling them.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that you like about this place, Granddad's? You've been there.
The apples.
The apples, the cannons you said earlier.
Yeah, the cannons.
The apples themselves are really good.
Are the
and they had a
donuts
lot
on
of them.
par with Skytop? Skytop's like legendary if we're going by the numbers.
If I'm being real, I would have to do a side by side comparison. They were pretty good when we had them, and they were also the weekend that we went was like the first cold weekend. Like it was like 50 degrees that morning, so like a hot donut was like honestly that thing could have been a poop flavored donut, and I probably would have loved it because they were like, ooh, fall.
Hot donut, hot apple cider.
Oh, this hot, warm poop donut. Oh, it's running down my mouth.
I'm being hyperbolic, of course, but well, if it was a dirt donut, I'd probably be into it.
Dirt donuts.
Dirt donut, more than meets the eye.
Oh no, I accidentally brought it to life. Whoops.
Hi, I'm your friend Dirt Donut.
No, get me. Oh, I won't.
Well, check out Granddad's apple orchard there in North Carolina as well. It's a good time from what other people say. I mean, there's over 700 reviews. We only read like maybe a dozen that were bad, so you can clearly tell. I mean, this guy like a 4.
That was all the 1 stars. We
Yeah,
actually
that was
ran
it.
out.
Yeah. So this place has a 4.7, I think, the average out of the 700 plus reviews there. So that should tell you something there. That's a good time. It's a good alternative to Skytop or anything else. If you don't want to wait as long, because as the guy said earlier, you can just tell looking by driving by rather than being cooped up on a backed up road when you come to this place. But check out Granddad's Apple Orchard. This has been 1-star reviews. Andrew Van, Caleb Wesman, Larry Simonson. Give us a subscribe on Google Play, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and now Amazon.
Oh.
You can use your Echo and say, Alexa, play 1-star reviews podcast, and she will do that.
Uh-oh.
And
Hey,
my
careful.
Alexa just
Uh-oh.
heard me, so
Uh-oh.
I got to cancel it now. But this has been 1-star reviews.